In this video, let's talk about how much money you need to save each month when you plan to invest in real estate. So to get started saving away money, you need to understand a few different things. Number one, what are your current needs in terms of how much you need to save away each month? This is going to depend on what price range of properties you're targeting. So you need to run some quick calculations to determine what price range of properties you're going to be purchasing in your real estate investing business. And then you can figure out a rough estimate of how much down payment it's going to take to be able to purchase this property. So for example, if I'm targeting a $200,000 house that I want to fix up and flip, then I'm going to need to at least save $6,000. That's going to give me 3% down on this $200,000 home. But I'm going to need to save even more than that because I'm also going to have closing costs, and I'm going to have repairs and renovations, and I'm going to have ongoing expenses while I own the property that I have to pay, such as property taxes, property insurance, and utilities. Now, these different expenses you can jot down on paper or an Excel sheet to give you a rough idea of how much money it's going to cost to invest in a real estate investment property. Now, once you know the numbers, you can start working a plan to figure out how much you need to save each month. So for example, if we come up with that I need about $20,000 in savings to be able to get started on my first real estate deal, then I need to set up a plan around this $20,000 figure number. So the next step will be to assess your current financial situation. How much money are you currently making each month? What's your typical cost of living each month? And how much money could you potentially have available to save each month? So a good starting point is to assess your finances and do a quick little analysis. So all you're going to do here is you're going to look at how much income you're bringing in, and then you're going to break down what your expenses are each month. But we want to break down what our necessary expenses are. So these are bills that we have to pay to be able to continue living in our current situation. We don't want to count all the excess spending like restaurants or entertainment expenses or travel expenses, as these are non-necessary expenses that we could potentially cut out of our budget. Now, when we start off with our gross income and our necessary expenses, we can get a quick net income number. This is the potential income we have left that we could apply towards saving towards that real estate investment property. Now, if you need to add in a little buffer because there's going to be some unexpected expenses that might pop up each month, that way you don't accidentally save away more money than you can live off of and end up getting into trouble in your living situation, not having money on hand to pay those bills and cover those expenses. So now that you have a good idea of this rough number that you calculated of how much you could potentially save at the maximum each month, this will help give you a time frame of how long it's going to take to hit your savings goal. So if our savings goal was $20,000 and we determined that we can save away $2,000 a month after we subtracted all of our expenses from our gross income each month, this is going to take us roughly 10 months to achieve our goal of $20,000. If we're putting 2 away each month for 10 months, 2 times 10 would give us that $20,000. So we can expect maybe to get started investing in real estate in roughly 1 year from now, once we've spent a year saving up $20,000. So again, how much to save each month really is going to be dependent on your current financial situation, what your real estate investing goals are, and how quickly you can achieve saving a down payment and closing costs, as well as any other expenses based on doing that analysis of your net income, taking the gross income, subtracting necessary expenses to figure out how much income you'd actually have left that can get applied towards saving.